Last weekend, 500 sales volunteers sailed two 26-foot traditional Chamorro sailing canoes or sacmen to the Tinian Pika Festival. I was lucky enough to hitch a ride. The canoe with the white sail is Nenny. That was 500 Sail's first sacmen, which they built under the direction of expert boat builders using modern materials and a diagram of Chamorro sacmen drawn by an English naval officer in 1742. The canoe with the red sail is Richard Semin, named after the late Secretary of the Department of Land and Natural Resources, who arranged for 500 Sails to operate out of the Guma Sacmen in Susupi and the old procurement building in Lower Base. I've been volunteering with 500 Sails for over a year now. The executive director, Pete Perez, is my uncle. So this is the 500 Sails boatyard. Richard Semin is the first canoe that 500 Sails staff and volunteers built on their own. Uncle Pete says it's been a learning process. I asked him how building his second canoe compared to building his first.
What we did on this time was we did our infusion over a plug, and that was very, very difficult for us to do. And what we learned from it is we don't want to do it that way again. But we still learned, and next time we'll apply what we learned with Richard Semin, and it's going to just be a much easier process next time. But the strength that we added will be there in the subsequent designs. The true correctness according to the drawing will be there. And just generally, the quality is getting better and better as we get more used to building canoes, because everybody's new to this here. This is truly a student-made canoe, and we're learning. But we did some things that are fundamentally better. We are just getting better at it.
Building Richard Semin took months of trial and error, and a lot of cookies. We completed the sacmen just one day before the Pika Festival. The last hurdle was wheeling Richard Semin to the water, which meant pushing the canoe half a mile to the nearest boat ramp. Richard Semin was ready for his maiden voyage. So how long do you expect the trip to take?
Well, I think it's going to be about 4 hours.
You excited?
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this for a whole year. Last year I was on the Okeanos watching Nenny sail, and it's like, man, I wish I was on the Nenny. And here we are a year later.
And with that, we were finally ready to set sail to Tinian. 4 hours and a brief capsize later, we pulled up on the beach at Tinian, where the Pika Festival was just getting started. The fairgrounds were packed with food, activities, and performances. They even rolled out a new mascot.
Hey, Pika!
And a new beer, Pika Pale Ale. There were a variety of contests, including an umang race, a spicy stew contest, and JC Cafe's Pika Burger eating contest, which was surprisingly competitive. There was also dancing and live music. Surrounding the stage were colorful booths where techies, crafters, and food vendors sold their wares into the night.
Crispy pata is a deep fried pork hack.
Wait, what is it made out of?
Made by newspaper.
Oh, that's so cool! What's your name?
John,
John?
a nephew of the owner of this JM Pika House. And actually, this booth sells the hottest pepper, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know how to make it? Like, you can make it yourself?
I leave it to my auntie.
Oh, okay.
What I do is just eat it.
It would have been nice to stay longer. But after gathering provisions early Sunday morning, it was time to sail home. By the way, someone told me that I was the first woman of Chamorro descent to sail from Saipan to Tinian on a traditional sacmen in probably 300 years. I'm hoping next year there's gonna be more of us.
The island vibes, it's the best things in life.